Ladies, do you seek, desire, and or love attention? If so, this could be hindering you from getting the kind of man that you want. I'll tell you about it on the other side.
Brian Greene, Optimal Happiness Guy, is a Renaissance man, a part of the talented 10, published author of Amazon's #1 new release, Optimal Happiness, Love Ain't Never Been Enough. Certified image consultant at Becoming Handsome Growth, LLC. Entrepreneur of Body Goals and Scale Hacks.
All right. Welcome to another episode with me, Optimal Happiness Guy. I appreciate you tuning in. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you decided to click on my YouTube channel, spend a little time with me. So I'm going to make it short and sweet for you so you can get back to doing other things that you like to do. Today's topic is about females that are seeking attention, that desire it, love it, and how it could be hindering them from getting the kind of man that they want. Notice I intentionally said females. That I chose that word to encompass different kinds of women. I'll make a distinction here. So you have women, which is determined by your sexual organs. We'll leave that there. Let's keep it simple. Then you have ladies, that is determined by your ability and or willingness to conduct yourself in a sophisticated and feminine manner. Next, we have what I refer to as the lioness. This is determined by you being able to be feminine, sophisticated, dainty. Look that word up, dainty. It may not think what you think it means. Dainty and supportive and valuable to a unit. Ideally, that unit is a family or a marriage. All right. Let's go over the definition of attention. I'm going to read it to make sure I get it right. Attention, notice taken of something or someone, the regarding of someone or something as interested or important. The act or power or fixing the mind on something. That's the example. That's the definition that I'm using here when I say a woman seeking attention. Here's a quick example that I've come across many times. I'm out at a restaurant. I see a man and a woman together having dinner, conversation, whatever else they're doing. And I notice that lady or that woman is looking around the room, constantly scanning the room to see who eyes are on her. She's seeking attention. She wants approval of these men or these other people that she may or may not know, but she's seeking attention while she's interacting with her date or the man she's having dinner with at the restaurant. Now, how disrespectful is that to that man to have chosen to spend his time and attention with this lady? It's super disrespectful. This happens pretty often from what I see. And women, so this situation, if they're dating or whatever, it may not work out. And women usually chalk it up. It didn't work out for this reason or that reason, but they never take into account their own actions and their behavior. Maybe it didn't work out because you were too busy seeking attention from other men. It's something to be mindful of. So your behavior oftentimes affects the outcomes you get in relationships. All right, he evaluated you based on your behavior and you're seeking attention. All right. Another thing that I want to talk about is how are you representing yourself on social media? We live in a culture now where sun's out, buns out. Women are showing it all. They're not leaving anything to the imagination. They're not leaving much of anything for that special someone. Even out in public, how do you dress? How do you dress out in public? Are you bearing it all? Are you more conservative? Are you covering up? Or are you just being super free? super free. All right. There's a thin line between being sexy and scantily clad. All right. It's a very thin line. And if you don't know where that line is, it's going to be hard for you to figure it out, because you can't look at other women to determine this, because most other women don't know. Example, I see women out now. I think the term is called a crop top. They got on this crop top, whatever it's called, where they got a shirt that pretty much has their stomach out. Their stomach to their waistline is out. And many of these women don't have flat stomach or abs. They're not abbed up out here. All right. If they had ass and abs, that's a beautiful thing. That is a unicorn, right? It's rare, but they don't. But the reason why many women think this is okay nowadays is because they saw another woman that's bigger, larger, maybe obese woman that had her stomach out. So in her mind, she said, if she can do it, so can I. And this couldn't be further from the truth. All right. So it's hard to figure that line out for a lot of women, but you have to figure it out. You can study it and learn to do some things a little bit differently. All right. The point of all this is you have to be a wife before you're chosen as a wife. All right. You can't look at these celebrities like Beyonce and Sierra. These are horrible examples because they're top percent of good looking women. They're rich. They're famous. They're not average women. So it's a sliding scale like most things in life. You can't look to these celebrities to be your example. Now, if you're a single woman and you're dressing scantily clad, what are you advertising is my question. Do you think men look at you and say, hey, this is a hot piece of ass and I want to clap those cheeks? Or do you think he looks at you and says, she's a lioness and I want to marry her or be committed to her? These are the questions that you got to start asking yourself. Now, if you're in a committed relationship, you still have to be mindful of how you carry yourself out, conduct yourself out in public and on social media. All right. It's worse a lot of times for a woman that's in a relationship that's seeking attention outside of that relationship. We've seen it with Aisha Curry a year or so ago and other women. Seeking attention is very detrimental to your relationship. And is almost not a healthy thing. Like, how much attention do you need and why? Is there something inside of you that you're trying to get from outside confirmation? It's something to be mindful of. All right. And you got to ask yourself, is your desire for attention, to be seen, is that more important than you getting the kind of mate that you want? I say absolutely not. So we'll leave that there. The other thing that's important here is it used to be an exchange. All right. It used to be men gave women time and attention in exchange for sex. That's just how it goes. All right. And conversely, women gave men sex in exchange for their time and attention. That equation has changed a good little bit now because of social media. All right. Women are putting it all out on social media and they're getting attention from men that they never meet. In some cases, men that they're not going to have sex with. So they just get bombarded with attention from a bunch of different men and they're not making that exchange. And that exchange was important because the time and attention for sex usually or often led to some type of relationship or ideally some commitment. Now it's not leading anywhere. Where is it leading? Where is all that attention from social media and from men outside of your relationships? Where does that attention lead in most cases? It usually leads to a dead end of absolutely nowhere. So that's very dangerous because a lot of women can spend or waste 10, 15 years of their of very vital, sometimes prime years in that whirlwind of social media and attention nowadays. And you wasting those good years that you could be using to find a mate, especially for women and their attraction level. It is reduced oftentimes as women age. So if you're spending 10 to 15 years wrapped up in a pointless social media attention, then it's only detrimental to yourself, is what I'm trying to say here. So you have to be very mindful of spending your time in just attention and seeking and getting attention, pointless, meaningless attention. All right. Want to lay that on you. Like, subscribe, turn on your notifications, share this with your friend. Let's have a conversation. Share it with some of your guy friends, share it with some of your lady friends, see what they think, start the dialogue. And thank you for tuning in. And until next time, Optimal Happiness Guy, I'm out.
Brian Green, Optimal Happiness Guy, is a Renaissance man, a part of the talented 10. Published author of Amazon's #1 new release, Optimal Happiness. Love ain't never been enough. Certified image